President Vladimir Putin made an urgent statement regarding incoming information about the potential plans of the United States of America to resume nuclear weapons testing. The Russian leader reminded everyone of his fundamental position, which he announced in his address to the Federal Assembly in 2023. It clearly outlined the principle of deterrence. Should the United States, or any other state's party to the relevant international treaty, conduct such tests, the Russian Federation reserves the right to take adequate responsive measures to maintain strategic parity and national security. Developing this position, Vladimir Putin gave a number of specific instructions. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation, special services, and responsible civilian agencies are instructed to activate all resources. The primary task is the collection and comprehensive analysis of all available information on this matter. The obtained intelligence and analytical conclusions are to be submitted for consideration by the Russian Security Council. Following this work, the Security Council is tasked with preparing and submitting for approval coordinated proposals concerning the possible commencement of work to prepare for Russian nuclear weapons tests. This will be our basis. I await your report, the President summarized, emphasizing the urgency and seriousness of the approach to the situation. Concurrently, the Minister of Defense of the Russian Federation, Andrei Belousov, presented a report to Vladimir Putin in which he proposed immediately commencing full-scale preparation for such tests. In his address, Belousov cited a number of alarming factors justifying the need for such preemptive measures. He pointed out that Washington regularly conducts large-scale strategic offensive forces exercises. In particular, the most recent of these, known as Global Thunder 2025, included a scenario practicing a preemptive missile and nuclear strike on critical targets within Russian territory. According to the minister, these exercises are part of a unified set of aggressive measures, which also includes the possible U.S. plans to resume nuclear testing. The totality of these actions, according to the assessment of the Russian military department, significantly increases the level of immediate military danger to the Russian Federation. It follows from this that we must maintain our nuclear potential in a state of constant readiness to inflict unacceptable damage upon the enemy under any circumstances, and to act adequately in response to Washington's steps in the interests of guaranteed security for our country, Belousov stated. Considering the entirety of the outlined threat, the Minister of Defense deemed it appropriate to begin preparation for full-scale nuclear testing in an immediate mode. He reported that the readiness of the forces and assets of the central testing range located on the Novaya Zemlya archipelago allows for such tests to be conducted in the shortest possible timeframes. Separately, the report highlighted a new qualitative threat. The U.S. plans to adopt the newest medium-range missile system, Dark Eagle, equipped with hypersonic warheads, by the end of the current year. The firing range of this complex is 5,500 kilometers. Furthermore, Washington plans to deploy these systems in the European and Asia-Pacific regions. Belousov emphasized that if such missiles were to be deployed, for example, on German territory, their flight time to targets in central Russia would be a catastrophically short 6 to 7 minutes, which drastically reduces the time for making responsible decisions. The minister also commented on the diplomatic aspect of the problem. He noted that the absence of official explanations from the American side regarding former President Donald Trump's statement about the possible resumption of nuclear tests is not a reassuring factor. On the contrary, it gives Moscow no reason to believe that the United States will not proceed with the practical preparation for tests in the near future. The American side may continue to evade official explanations, but this changes nothing, stated Belousov. If we do not take appropriate measures now, time and opportunities for timely reaction to the actions of the United States will be irretrievably lost. He explained that, depending on the type and scale of the tests, their preparation could take anywhere from several months to several years, hence a delay in decision-making is unacceptable. In conclusion, the minister referenced the known statements by a number of high-ranking American officials about the resumption of nuclear testing in the USA. The conducted analysis of these statements, according to him, unequivocally testifies to Washington's targeted work in this direction.